Hello, students, and now I am again with you with another topic of business law, the part of Unit 4th. Topic is Indian Companies Act. So, in that particular sessions, and I discussed with you the different aspects of Indian Companies Act or companies laws, etc. So, these are the contents. First of all, I discussed with you the historical development of company law. Second one is meaning and definition of companies. Third is formation, yeah, registration of and incorporation of companies. Fourth is commencement of business. Fifth is memorandum of association. Sixth is article of association, and then prospects. So these are the main topics which I will discuss with you with in my next videos and lecture videos. So please we continue with us and I hope you understand. So first of all, I discuss with you the historical development of the company law. So basically, history of the Indian company law begins with the Companies Act of the 1850, modeled on British Companies Act of 1840s, and between the 1850 and 1882, Companies Act was amended many times, and Act of 1882 repealed all the previous laws and remained in force till 1912, though the amended many times. The Indian Companies Act of 1930 was based on the British Companies Act of 1908. Then subsequent amendment were in 1914, 1915, 1920, 1926, 1930, 1932, 1936, and the amendment in 1936 was based on the lines of British Companies Act and on 1929 and become operative from the 15th Jan 1937. After independence, and it was found that the company law should again be amended. Therefore, the Companies Act 1956 was passed and it come into force on 1st April 1956. तो after that इंडिपेंडेंस आप देखेंगे कि बहुत सारी चीज़ें चेंजेस हुई फिर जो है चेंज कंडीशंस के हिसाब से इंडियन गवर्नमेंट ने इंडियन एक्ट जो है कंपनीज एक्ट को बनाने के लिए कमेटी गठित की एंड come into force in 1st April 1956 and act was amended subsequently. Though some discussion about the company law of 1956. After the independence, it was found that existing Companies Act should be amended to suit again the changed conditions in the country. In line with the Cohen Committee of England, the central government appointed in 12-member Companies Law Committee in October 1950. Then, under the chairmanship of Mr. C.H. Bhabha, and this committee is also known as the Bhabha Committees of for Company Law, and submitted their report in April 1952 to the central government. Then central government brought a bill in parliament on 2nd September 1953 and the parliament appointed a joint parliamentary committee in May 1954 to go into the recommendation of the Bhava committees and then suggested any modification or changes. On the basis of recommendation of joint parliamentary committee, the parliament passed a new act in November 1955 which received the president assent on 18th January 1956, and this act came into force with effect from the 1st April 1954-56. It consists of 658 sections and 14 schedules. It also helps the growth of companies on healthy and business principles. So main objectives of the company law 1956 the to sustain trust and faith of shareholders. तो उद्देश्य था कि ट्रस्ट एंड फेथ को सस्टेन करना शेयर होल्डर्स की ट्रस्ट को बनाए रखने के लिए कंपनी एक्ट की जरूरत पड़ी प्रोटेक्ट द एंड प्रिजर्व द राइट्स ऑफ शेयर होल्डर्स के राइट्स को प्रिजर्व करने के लिए और प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए भी टू मेक द ड्रास्टिक कंट्रोल ओवर ऑल द एक्टिविटीज ऑफ कंपनीज चाहे उस पर कंट्रोल रह सके इसलिए भी जरूरी था मेक रेगुलेशन ऑफ एन इफेक्टिव एनुअल मीटिंग्स investment of general public should be used for the development of society and social welfare. So these are the main objectives of the Company Law 1956. Then now Companies Act 2013. So after the various amendments, then another repealed act. It is known as the Companies Act Indian Companies Act 2013. Act of to be consolidated and amend and the law relating to the companies. It is cited as a citation of Act number 18 of 2013 in India, Parliament of India, 29th August 2013, 12 September 2098 sections or 1st April 2014 and 184 sections is made away. Then Legislative Assembly and other things are there. So Companies Act 2013 is an act of Parliament of India and Indian company law which regulates the incorporation of company, responsibilities of company, directors, dissolution of company. To the 2013 Act is divided into 29 chapters and containing 470 sections as against 658 of Indian section in the Companies Act 1956 and has 7 schedules as against 114 schedules. तो ये changes इसमें हुए तो changes करके act was replaced the Companies Act 1956 in a partial manner after receiving the assent of the President of India on 29th August 2013. Then it come into force. The act come into force on 12th September 2013 and with few changes like earlier private company maximum numbers of members were 50 and now it will be 200. तो कुछ चेंजेस हुए जैसे कि प्राइवेट कंपनीज में पहले 50 मेंबर्स हो सकते थे अब इसमें 200 मेंबर्स हो सकते हैं न्यू टर्म्स वन पर्सन कंपनी इज इंट्रोड्यूस्ड in included in this act and that will be a private company and with only 98 provisions of act notified and total another 184 sections come into force from 1st April 2014. तो जिस समय ये 14 12 सितंबर 13 को आया तो उसमें 98 सेक्शंस ही अप्रूवल हुए थे और उसके बाद 184 सेक्शंस जो हैं बाद में इसमें आए तो इस तरीके से कम इनटू फोर्स इन 1st April 2014 द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स therefore published a notification for exempting private companies and from the ambit of the various sections under the Companies Act. The 2013 legislation has stipulations of increased responsibility of corporate executive in the IT sectors, increasing India's safeguards against the organizations. With main objectives of the Act of 2013 to promote the development of इकोनॉमी को डेवलप जो डेवलपमेंट ऑफ इकोनॉमी को प्रमोट करने के लिए टू एनकरेज द ट्रांसपेरेंसी एंड अकाउंटेबिलिटी ऑफ द stakeholders to promote the high standards of corporate governance and to recognize new concept and procedures to support the business while protecting interest of all the stakeholders. तो ये भी हमें देखा एंड टू सेट अप द इंस्टीट्यूशनल स्ट्रक्चर इन द फॉर्म ऑफ वेरियस अथॉरिटीज बॉडीज एंड पैनल्स like NCTLs and NCLATs, etc. Then to enforce the stricter actions against fraud and gross non-compliances with company law provisions, etc. तो ये सब चीज़ें मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स थे 2013 एक्ट के वो लेके आए और उसके बाद इससे चेंजेस हुए मेन फीचर्स की अगर हम बात करें कंपनीज एक्ट 1956 और कंपनीज एक्ट 2013 की तो यहाँ आप देखेंगे तो कंपनीज एक्ट 1956 13 पार्ट्स में डिवाइडेड था जबकि 2013 जो है वो 29 चैप्टर्स में डिवाइडेड है इसके अलावा 658 सेक्शंस थे 1956 एक्ट में और 470 सेक्शंस हैं 2013 एक्ट में और 15 शेड्यूल थे यहाँ 7 शेड्यूल्स हैं सम न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट जो है वो इंट्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं जैसे पहले जो होता था वो 1% कंपनी है ना स्मॉल और डॉर्मेट कंपनी के नाम से यहाँ आया है क्लोज एक्शन शूट की मैनेजरल पर्सन और सेक्रेटरियल ऑडिट है वुमेन या रेजिडेंट डायरेक्टर्स है रोटेशन ऑडिटर और इंटरनल ऑडिटर्स हैं इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर्स हैं NCLTs एंड स्पेशल कोड एंड NFRIs एंड कॉर्पोरेट सोशल रेस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज वगैरह को इसमें लाया गया है तो इस तरह के बहुत सारी जो नए कॉन्सेप्ट हैं वो भी इसमें इंट्रोड्यूस किए गए हैं So this is the historical development and history of the Indian Companies Act and I discuss with you so there are different things and in my next lectures I discuss with you meaning definitions characteristics and other things so please thank you for watching and if you have any queries then ask me